Good afternoon, class. Welcome back to RDPS Interactive Classes. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on being promoted to the next class. This is our first class of English, and in this class, we are going to read about the sentence. So, in today's class, I am going to complete these two topics, the sentence and subject and predicate, and there will be some other subtopics contained in these two topics also, is it? So this topic, that is sentence, will contain these three main topics to be completed, that are the sentence, subject and predicate, and then finally we will do kinds of sentences, and at the last we will do some exercises also. Today I am going to complete these two topics, the sentence and then subject and predicate. Let's start. See, what do you mean by sentence? The sentence, C. Definition for the sentence: a group of words which make a complete sense, that is meaning, is called a sentence. What do you mean by this? See, this is a group of words. C is going to market. So see, this sentence, this group of words are making a complete sense. Complete sense, that is, it is meaningful. If I will write this in the way to going C is market, is this will be a sentence? No. Why? Because that will be meaningless. So group of words should be there, but it should be arranged in this manner that it should give some meaning also. It should show some meaning also. So this is a sentence. She is going to market. Is it? If we will arrange in it's not a systematic way, that won't be a sentence. Sentence should be always arranged in a systematic way. So see, I am writing a letter. Rahul plays cricket. What a beautiful picture. What are you searching for? Who are you? So, why had I read these all sentences? I read these all sentences to indicate you that there are some necessary conditions or necessary characteristic to be followed by a sentence too. What are those characteristics? You just try to find out. Are you locating in this? See, these are some necessary conditions to be followed by any sentence. See, a sentence always begins with capital letter. See, in all these sentences, I had started these sentences with the capital letter. First condition should be there. A sentence should usually have a verb in it. Usually should have a verb, that is, there should be a verb. In the first sentence, I am writing a letter. Writing is the verb. Rahul plays cricket. Plays is a verb. What a beautiful picture. So this is an exclamatory sentence, and this is different types of sentence. So that's why I had added here usually. Usually, that means most often. It should have a verb. Sometimes there won't be a verb. We will discuss about this type of sentence later. Is it? Now next, let us see the next sentence. What are you searching for? So searching is the verb here. So second condition we had completed, a sentence should usually have a verb in it. Words in sentence should be systematic. In a systematic order means, see, as I told you earlier, if we will write all these words but not in a systematic order, then it will be meaningless. Then this won't be a sentence. So to make a sentence, we will have to arrange this in a systematic order. That means in a meaningful way. Now let us see. A sentence should always end. This is one of the most important characteristic to be followed by a sentence. See, a sentence should always end with suitable, that is appropriate, punctuation mark, example, full stop, interrogation mark, or mark of exclamation. What are those? See, in the first sentence, I had end with a full stop. Yes, you can't leave any sentence without having an end mark. That means there should be a punctuation mark at the end, and that punctuation mark should be suitable for that sentence. For example, this is a simple sentence: she is going to market. So here we had added full stop. Here also there is full stop. Why? Because this is a simple sentence. I am writing a letter. And this is also Rahul plays cricket. What about this? This is an exclamatory sentence. How? What a beautiful picture. Here we are expressing our feelings. So this type of the sentences are known as exclamatory sentence, in which we just express our feelings or anything else. These feelings may be sorrow, these feelings may be gladness, this happiness, anything else, joy, excitement. So these type of sentences in which we just express this type of feeling should end with exclamatory sign, that is this sign. What a beautiful picture. Do you have any other example of exclamatory sentence? You should try to write that. Now, what are you searching for? So this question, this sentence is asking a question, isn't it? See, what are you searching for? So this is an interrogative sentence, so this has been ended with interrogation sign. This is interrogative mark, is it? So it should be ended with interrogative mark. Who are you? This is also an interrogative sentence, that's why this also ended with interrogative sign. So now I think you are very much clear about the sentence. You are very much clear about the basic characteristics should be followed in a sentence. Now you should write the definition of the sentence, example of sentence, and these characteristics. Now let us switch to the next topic. Next topic, that means this topic is contained in sentence itself. Subject and predicate. Let us know about that. See, subject, the part which names or tells or indicate the person or thing we are speaking about is called the subject of the sentence. We will see this with the example given here. We will do this or we will do it next day. So the person we, here we are the persons, that means we are the group of people who will do that work next day. So the indicating persons here are we. Let us explain, let us understand with the other sentence. See, she has a good appearance. So here we are telling about she has a good appearance. So the person here about whom we are telling something is she. In the first sentence we were the group of persons about which we are telling about something. Now next, the team is playing very well. So nowadays this is time of IPL, so we should also add that type of sentence in that. So let's start. The team is playing very well. The team, we are telling something about the team, is it? So here it is not necessary. It should be always a person. It should be always a group of people. These may be thing also, is it? We will understand about that later. I arranged my desk yesterday. So this sentence is asking about arranging the desk. Who arranged? I. So about whom it is saying about something? I. So I here is subject. So let's read the definition of subject again. The part which names or tells or indicates the person or thing. What had I told you? It shouldn't necessary to have person always. It may have something also. We are speaking about is called the subject of the sentence. Is it? Now let us see about predicate. Subject and predicate both we will find in a single sentence. Is it? See, predicate. The part which tells something about the subject is called predicate. What is the another way to express this? What is said about the subject. These are the subject, and what we had told about subject. Here we had told will do it next day. So this is the predicate. She has a good appearance. So has a good appearance is the predicate. We are predicating that she has a good appearance. So this whole portion is said to be predicate, is it? Now this portion is telling about something, the subject. Otherwise we can say this is also indicating what subject is doing here. So the part which indicates what the subject is doing or what is other way of indicating the subject is known as predicate, is it? Now see, there are other thing also present. There is one important thing also present in the sentence, and that is object. So I have taken object as the subtopic in this topic. Main topic was our sentence. So in this topic I have taken object as the subtopic. And what is an object? Let us see. The subject of a sentence is doer, is it? The subject do something or tend to do something, or sometimes subject is the person who is stating something, who just gives some statement, is it? And whenever the subject will be doer, the effect of the action of the subject will lie on something. See, the subject of the sentence is doer, and the person or thing on which the effect of the action of the subject goes, or who receives the effect of the action of the subject, is called the object. Let us understand with the examples. See, first example is my dad likes his mobile phone. So here subject is my dad, likes maybe verb here, and here what does he like? He like his mobile phone. That's why mobile phone is a object. Now see the second sentence. She has completed her homework. Now I think you are very much clear about the subject object. What she has completed? She has completed her homework. So that's why homework is the object of this sentence. So student, you will see that whenever subject do any work, the effect of the work goes on something, or something has been completed, or something has been fulfilled. That is actually object. We are going to see the exhibition. So see, we are going to see what? Exhibition. So exhibition here is the object. So now I think you are very much clear about the object, subject and predicate, and definition of sentence. In our next class we will do kinds of sentence, and that will be the completion of the sentence. And in this class we are going to complete tenses, voice and case also. So your homework is to write down these definitions and all these characteristics in your fair notebook and just show me before 3 o'clock. Yes, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.